Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped you're here today because, well, we're tackling one of the absolute coolest but definitely most misunderstood topics in personal finance: passive income. We're going to completely demystify it today. And the best part? We are focusing entirely on how you can get started right now, even if you are a complete beginner with basically zero money to invest. You really don't need a massive bankroll to change your financial future, and the strategies we've got lined up for you today are going to prove exactly that. Let's get right into it.
I mean, it's the ultimate dream, right? Making money literally while you sleep. Whether you're chilling on a beach somewhere, hanging out with your family, or fast asleep in your bed, your bank account is just slowly ticking upward. It's an incredibly appealing idea. But, because it sounds a little bit like magic, it breeds a ton of confusion. People constantly wonder, is this a scam? Or is this something just for multimillionaires? Well, today we're breaking down exactly how everyday people can actually make this a reality. Okay, so to get us started on the right foot, let's look at how the IRS officially defines passive income. They call it regular earnings from a source other than an employer or contractor, such as rental property or business royalties. Basically, you aren't clocking in and you're not actively managing the hour-by-hour operations. The cash is just flowing in from an asset or a system that you've already set up.
And understanding that definition is absolutely crucial because it clears up a really common beginner misconception: passive income versus a second job. Look, if you pick up a weekend shift at a coffee shop or you're grinding out freelance work every single evening, that is incredibly respectable, but you are still directly trading your hours for dollars. If you stop working, the money stops flowing. Passive income is entirely different. It's about building a consistent stream of income without having to do a constant, never-ending mountain of work to maintain it. Actually, financial coach Todd Tresidder really hit the nail on the head with this quote. He says, "Many people think that passive income is about getting something for nothing. It has a get-rich-quick appeal, but in the end, it still involves work. You just give the work up front." This right here, this is the foundational secret of this entire explainer. You aren't avoiding work, you're just shifting when you do it. You build the engine once, and then you just let it run.
All right, moving on to section 1, starting with little money.
See, this is usually right about where people just give up. They think, well, I don't have thousands of dollars to dump into dividend stocks or buy a massive apartment building, so I guess this isn't for me. We are throwing that mindset right out the window today. If you don't have capital, you just substitute it. For beginners, there are really 3 main ways to substitute capital. You can leverage your unique expertise, you can do the heavy work up front like we just talked about, or you can use items you already own. So let's explore some actionable strategies that lean on exactly these 3 substitutions.
Which leads us perfectly into section 2, renting what you own.
Honestly, this is probably the fastest, lowest effort strategy out there because it requires literally 0 new financial investment. Think about renting out household items. Got power tools, maybe some huge camping tents, large coolers, or a lawnmower sitting around? These are high-value things that people constantly need, but usually only for a short time. I mean, it rarely makes sense to buy a massive, expensive tile saw for a single weekend project, right? So if those impulse buys or your dad's old hand-me-down tools are just gathering dust in your garage, rent them. You're creating instant revenue streams from stuff that was otherwise just taking up space.
Oh, and it is definitely not just tools. Do you have an empty driveway? Rent out your unused parking space for daily commuters or events. If you live near a busy downtown or you're walking distance to a stadium, you know exactly how desperate people get for parking. It is an absolute nightmare for drivers. But man, it's a total goldmine for you. Your empty concrete is a highly sought-after commodity, and you can literally trade that spot for cash with almost 0 ongoing effort on your part.
Let's look at one more asset you probably already own: your car. You can actually earn hundreds of dollars per month simply by letting an agency wrap your car in advertisements. The absolute beauty of this is that you're getting paid by the mile for the driving you are already doing. If you commute every day, you're putting in those miles anyway, right? So by partnering with a legit agency, you just turn your daily commute into a totally passive, rolling income stream. It's brilliant.
Okay, let's shift gears to section 3, monetizing your skills.
So if renting out your stuff isn't really your vibe, your digital, creative, and intellectual skills can totally act as your starting capital instead. You can sell designs online, think t-shirts, mugs, and hats. And the best part is that technology has completely removed the financial barrier to entry here. By using print-on-demand sites like CafePress, Vistaprint, or Zazzle, there's 0 inventory required. You don't have to buy boxes of merch or deal with shipping. You just do the work up front to create an awesome design, upload it, and the platform handles literally the whole shebang while you just collect a portion of the sales.
And this concept scales perfectly into the digital marketing space with affiliate marketing.
Here, you earn a 3% to 7% commission just by promoting third-party products via links. If you're active on TikTok, YouTube, or maybe Pinterest, and you naturally review products or share recommendations, just drop in an affiliate link. When someone clicks it and buys the item, boom, you get a cut. It's passive because that link lives on your profile working for you 24/7. But remember, the upfront work here is actually building an audience that trusts what you have to say.
Taking that a step further, you can turn a highly specific niche passion into a dedicated blog or YouTube channel for ad and sponsor revenue. Are you an absolute master at a certain video game, or maybe an expert in budget travel to a specific country? Make content about it. By establishing yourself as an authority, you slowly build a loyal audience. Over time, that backlog of content keeps drawing views, which unlocks platform ads and direct sponsorships. Yes, it's a massive amount of upfront work, just like Todd Tresitter mentioned earlier, but it comes with incredible passive potential down the road.
All right, bringing it all home with Section 4, the payoff and defining success.
We've talked about renting tools, wrapping cars, selling designs, and building blogs, but what's the actual finish line we're aiming for when we build these low-cost streams? Certified financial planner Jerry Lynch is asked all the time, when will I be financially successful? And I absolutely love the answer he gives. When your passive income exceeds your expenses. It isn't necessarily about having $1 billion in the bank, right? It's just a simple equation. If your lifestyle costs you $4,000 a month and your combined passive income streams generate $4,001 a month, you are financially free. You no longer have to work just to survive. That is the long-term mindset we want to be building toward.
Which leaves us with a single most important question of the day. Which income stream will you build first? You know now that you absolutely do not need a fortune to start. You can leverage your skills, your upfront time, or literally the items sitting in your garage right now. So please, don't just let this be another explainer you watch and then forget about. Pick one strategy, put in the upfront work, and start building your financial engine today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on The Explainer, and I'll catch you next time.